In the next 60 minutes, you are going to discover one of the most closely guarded anti-aging secrets. I could virtually guarantee that very few have ever heard about these secrets, and even fewer have taken advantage of it, but every one of you could. Because of these secrets, life-changing benefits, including better sex, successful weight control, and the endless energy you enjoyed in your youth will ultimately be yours. After tonight, every thought, every action, every success that you experience on the path of youthful transformation will forever be transformed because of what you experience tonight. So what are you going to discover tonight? You're going to discover that youth is perfect health, that when you had youth, you had the perfect combination of chemicals and hormones in your body. You're also going to discover that when I rewind you back to this perfect combination of chemicals and hormones, you start feeling and performing like you did when you were young. What does that mean? Better sex? Successful weight control? And the endless energy that you enjoyed in your youth. Who is this for? This is perfect if you are disappointed in the limited... Let me interrupt one thing, because this is kind of funny, actually. You're all wondering why I'm wearing this tie. I got to get this out of the way before I get flack in the office. Pam ordered the balloons, and I didn't have a tie to match, so I thought it'd be easier for me to get a pink tie matching the balloons. The next event, we're going to have different colors, so I won't be wearing pink. Anyway, so this, if you are disappointed in the limited options that doctors have given you, if you are disgruntled with the poor outcomes that you have, and you're frustrated that knowing deep inside that not everything has been told to you and given to you for options. So why should you listen to me? In a few moments, you're going to discover that I was in your shoes. In other words, I'm a lot more like you and your family than you can imagine. What I'm about to tell you is not meant in any way to impress you, but impress upon you the importance of qualified expertise. I've been a physician 20 years. I'm a board-certified specialist. I founded the Hormone Blueprint System, and I wrote Body Hormone Balance Revolution. And because of this system, there are 350 life-changing testimonials that have been written because of this system. I want to share a few because they change the way that I do things and the way I reflect on how we help people. Dr. Moriczs is an angel in Dr. Suit. I'm certain of this. I thank God every day for Dr. Moriczs and his staff. The way I feel now is totally opposite of how I felt walking into his office for the first time. And she goes on and on about 28 pounds of weight loss, no more hot flashes, energy's great, depression gone, happy. Ladies and guys, I want you to listen. Sex with my husband is better than has ever been in my life. Imagine that. Yeah, a few nods, I'll take the nods. Yeah. Here's another incredible life-changing story. This person lost 30 pounds of fat, gained muscle, and nothing else worked. Guys, I want you to listen to this. Please pray for my wife because my libido is off the chart. I never heard these kind of things 10 years ago before I created this system. Sex drive. Everybody's talking about this. Gentlemen, you know this useful sex? Yeah, you kind of know. We didn't get together and talk about this. You know, I couldn't have fabricated these stories. Just unbelievable kind of things. Cancer survivors. The list goes on. Oh, this one I really like. This gentleman, well known to me, he went to his dermatologist and they were updating his medications. And I can't say better than he said it. So there were about 10 on my list. I smiled as I drew a line, all except a couple of supplements. It felt great. Now, I don't know how many times as a doctor I would stand back and say, wow, this is unbelievable. But maybe even as an unintended consequence, when you pull people back to age 20,
they start doing things that as a doctor you never imagined. They never trained us in those. And I'm not going to go through all of these when you come to the office and visit with us and talk to other people, because there are people here tonight who have contributed to these success stories. And the success is theirs. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just happy to be a part of it because it means a lot. But the stories go on and on. The sex drive thing, I mean, it is a predominant feature. So what I was asking myself is if people went from 20, 30, 40, 50, which is the wrong path, why is it that when you go into the doctor, they never ask you about this stuff until you're like 50, and if you're a guy, they hand you low-T stuff, and if you're a lady, they just assume that you take these hormones and it's supposed to work. But they never really want to ask you because they know it's not helping. It just goes. I am just so grateful for everything's written. I'm going to jump through these. There's a 67-year-old lady who is belly dancing again. They didn't teach me that in school. And they write testimonials. They send in evaluations of how they've done, and they just want to share their joy. You know, when you're excited inside and something's happened, you want to share your joy. Losing weight. I mean, it just goes on and on. Pictures. I mean, this is not insignificant. They told us in medical school to tell people to cut back on food and exercise a little bit. When you're 20, it works. But if you're not 20, it's just useless advice. And more pictures. I mean, happy people. That's youthful sexuality. I mean, there's the overt sexuality, but we're talking about the inner self that you have. I mean, you tell me there isn't a difference between this and this. That smile is bigger. He's happier too. And he wasn't in the program. In more stories. I mean, it's very rewarding. But what is this really about? Well, people do come in like Jack and Diane. And this is what's going on at home. And unless you get to know people, you can't figure out how to help them. And when they get better, they really are excited. And there's very little place in medicine these days where someone can have that joy and accomplishment, and then your doctor looks at you like this. Well, what happened? And they do tell their friends. They call people. Over 2/3 of the new people that I see in my office have been referred from someone. And I'm very grateful